but he will not be beaten, Andrew, will he?
Love will absolutely batter everything in this.
I'm not going to try getting beat. He's going to be beat.
I'm not deserting my beloved Batash. He's 5 out of 5 fresh.
Very, very confident selection from all four of us in the Ribblesdale.
I agree with Andrew.
All right, stop it, lads. This doesn't happen.
Hello and welcome to the Next Gen Racing YouTube channel for our preview of Royal Ascot, our part 1 preview anyway, and we are joined by none other than the finishing line. Well, at least two of them.
Where's Tom?
Where is? Hold on, we forgot Tom.
No.
He doesn't even come. He doesn't even come to our show. He didn't even come out to our show. He's always drinking.
We just Tom hasn't had his chance now. We've actually promised that he'd get his chance on our channel.
Did you not send him that invite in the post?
Yeah, obviously it got
He's on some vineyard in Wexford or something.
Oh, lads, we're delighted to be joined by both of you. I'm sure this one's gonna be a right laugh. How are you both?
Yeah, I'm alright.
He's next to me. I'm all right, I suppose.
Can't seem to get rid of him. I usually spend my Friday nights alone.
No, you don't. You're always up at my house.
That's a lie.
Some liar.
That's Saturday.
You don't need to come up Saturdays anymore.
Yeah, well, I'd be busy.
Sorry, this is not our show now. Stop.
Don't go outside.
Hang on 2 seconds, we're not on the finishing line. Right, we're going to be looking at the first 3 days and some of the key races from the first 3 days. And we have got our big giveaway. I did announce it in our sort of top 3 bets of Royal Ascot video earlier last week. We've basically got a huge giveaway. And thanks to these guys here, they've given us one of their priceless finishing line mugs to give away as well along with this. We're buzzing to give that away. Priceless.
Speaking of mugs,
how do you get hold of one of them?
You have to know people.
You know people that know people that know the fella that makes and that knows the other fella that knows Dave.
Speaking of mugs,
so we're giving away one of their mugs. We've got a signed photo of Oisin Murphy.
Just got totally ignored.
No, stop talking on our channel. I've told you, this is not the finishing line.
The size of that damn mug.
Fucking hell.
I'm just a very small man.
Oh, sorry. These are our mugs. They haven't been personalised yet. Sorry.
They don't need to be. They're the biggest mugs ever.
Are they
huge? Right,
so how bigger than mugs are? How small is that lamp?
That's true. Oh, yeah, one down there.
There's also a small lamp. Yeah,
I said.
Throwing them off.
Go anyway.
I said that Oisin would be so easy and it's going to be so professional when we get to Oisin's, but these guys here, it's going to be a right laugh.
I'm not the host, so you can.
I've got to deal with these two. But we're giving away one of their mugs. We've got a signed photo of Oisin Murphy. We've got a signed Royal Ascot race card. We've got a box of chocolates. This box of chocolates right here. Everyone wants this on YouTube rather than the big prize, which is the big Goodwood tickets. The 2 tickets to Goodwood Racecourse's season finale for you and a friend to spend a day with Jack and I up on the South Downs. We're hoping that we get a lot of entries. Jack, how can people enter?
Oh, it's quite simple, of course. Just follow us at NextGenRacing_ on Twitter. Retweet the pinned tweet, and then if you're enjoying the content, maybe have a subscribe as well, because why not?
Yeah, you don't have to, but why wouldn't you? Subscribe to us and subscribe to them. They're on here. Subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to these guys as well, because they do a great job, and yeah, we watch all their videos, don't we?
Yes, all of them.
Every single video, every single one.
I'm glad you took the chocolates away from the lamp, or they were going to be melted.
I doubt anyone's going to want them now. They're actually smashed on the ground.
Smashed them off the floor. Bang.
They're everywhere.
But we're going to reveal our winner during our Coral Eclipse preview. So you've got 2 weeks to enter our competition. But let's stop messing about. Let's get on to the quality racing at Royal Ascot and start things off on the Tuesday, the 2:30, which is the Queen Anne Stakes, a Group 1 over a mile in it. This could be fairly simple here. Palace Pier is your 2-1 on favourite. Order Australia 6-1. Lope Fernandez 9-1. Tilsit 16s. Regal Reality in top rank of 20s and 33-1. Bar those. I mean, look, he's the Lockinge winner. He's only been beaten once, and that was over this course and distance. Things went wrong that day. Something was clearly missed. And I think that was also the effect of a long season as well. The horse did have a long season. Frankie said it's one of the best horses ever ridden. Lads, is there anything, I'll start with you, Andrew. Is there anything that you think can beat this lad, or is it just simple, a no-bet race, but looking forward to seeing him bolt up?
The only thing that can beat him is Frankie. He wins, plain and simple. Look, he's not a price to get stuck into for the first race of Ascot, but to me, he's just by far the best in it. Look, as you said, he was only beaten once in his career. It was over, of course, and this was last year, but look, he lost the Sure, and Frankie wasn't overly hard on him. 2 wins back this season. The first one was just normal hack around. Second one was even more impressive. And I think the horse that was second him has a great chance during the week as well. But look, he's going to take a hell of a lot of beating in this. But look, if you're looking for something for value or each way, I think Top Rank, who finished third to him last time out, I think he's going to fill a spot again this time. He's impressive win in the listed race start of the season. He was given £5 to everything. He ran up to his mares again behind Palace Pier. I think he's going to at least grab third at worst. But look, Palace Pier, he's going to be one hell of a tough horse to beat.
That's it, Dave. We know you like to keep things fairly quick and simple. Is it one of those where we just say Palace Pier wins, we move on?
Yeah, he should win, but the race itself has thrown up a few odd results throughout the years. Accidental Agent is in it. He won a few years back at a crazy price.
Don't put him up.
I'd be going for one at a price each way. It's Tilsit, Charles Hill's horse. William Buick is on it. He ran well the last day at Longchamp against Scaletti, who's actually a decent horse over in France. He'll probably run well again in the Champion Stakes later in the year. I was fancying Lope Fernandez back when Palace Pier won the last day, and he's an idiot horse. So, yeah, something each way, Tilsit each way, but Palace Pier should win.
That was one of your finest moments putting him up.
And Jack, Palace Pier for yourself, surely.
Yeah, I mean, that also wasn't one of my finest moments putting Lope Fernandez up, because I had quite a bit of faith in him because he was so good on reappearance. But anyway, yeah, it's quite simple, isn't it? You guys have all said Palace Pier. It's as simple as that. But my each way player will be Sir Busker, I think. Really likes it around here, of course. Won the Silver Royal Hunt Cup last year. Was fourth in the QE2, just behind Palace Pier. I think he's 25s now. He's had a little bit of support. He was 33s yesterday. But I think he's got a Coral Eclipse and a Sussex Stakes entry, so they clearly think a lot of him, and hopefully he can grab a place.
All right, I'm not gonna mess about. I'm just gonna say Palace Pier wins this. It's a no bet race, but it's just one of those where I'm not going to be taking on. I'm just going to enjoy him romp up by around 5 lengths. Now we go on to the 2-year-olds. Now the Coventry Stakes, a Group 2 over 6 furlongs, and the Wesley Ward American trained Coffee Maker Coffee Maker is 7-2. Masetto is 6-1. Gisburn 7-1, Cadamosto is 8-1, Ebro River is 9-1, the Acropolis is 10, Darbab is 12s and 14-1, and bigger the rest of the field. Jack, we'll start with you here. Who do you like in this?
Yeah, first of all, I really like the commentary. Not many compared to Caravaggio, of course, in 2016, but 15 of the last 19 winners came from the top 3 in the betting, so this doesn't throw up as many surprises. I say that after the 150-1 winner last year. But anyway, I quite like Masito, taking quite a similar route to Caravaggio in the Marble Hill Stakes, where he was second. Didn't really like the ground too much. Stayed on well down the outside, was quite behind the winner that day, who isn't coming here, is opting to stay over in Ireland. Was very nice on debut, but I think it was a shade cozy. We said it, he won by half a length, but he only stuck his neck out quite late on. I think he was a little bit green there. And I think since then, Donica O'Brien's put a video up on his Instagram, and I sent it to you.
He did.
He looks like an absolute machine. I don't know who he's working with, but I want to know, because I really want to know how good he is. But I do think 6-1's an okay price, and yeah, I hope he can do it.
Okay, I like one at a big price for his dad, Aidan O'Brien. The horse was actually in the race that Masetto was second. That's the Entertainer. Good ground on his maiden win. The second and third from that maiden actually both went and won. Now, the heavy ground last time, or it's soft to heavy, I think it just didn't suit this horse. And I just think that the horse is by Caravaggio. I think that, the horse is a Royal Ascot winner, Caravaggio. And this horse here, the Entertainer, I think is far too big a price, around 14-16 for this race. And the Entertainer will be winning at one of Flat's biggest theatres. A great little line, that. Andrew, anything at double figure odds? Are you going to actually? Does anyone fancy you two? Do you fancy the American trained horse still?
No, it's the biggest lay of the meeting.
Oh, wow.
Wesley Ward has never won this race. He's never had a 5 furlong winner or 6 furlong winner at Ascot ever. He's only had 2 of them placed, 0 from 18 altogether. Not a chance in hell. So I'm the same as Jack. And it's down to that video on Instagram. Mother of God, this thing must be a weapon.
Did you see that video?
The way he went past that horse, it was like he was standing still.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the deal for me. Yeah. Masito all the way for me. I went back and looked at his races. He got beat by Castle Star, who apparently is one of the best horses we have over that distance over here. His win first time up was good. He didn't get the best runs behind Castle Star, but look, I think more improvement out of him, and just going on the way he worked the other day, you can't not but be impressed by that piece of video. I know you can't judge horses on a piece of work at home because they could come to the track and be absolutely diabolical, but look, he's done it on the track already. There's only going to be more improvement out of him. Joseph's horses are absolutely flying at the moment. Donica. So I just think it's going to be, I can't see him being out top 3 at least.
Okay. There's too many of these O'Briens at the moment. It's difficult to get confused. And Dave, for yourself in this, are you with the lads?
No, I don't fancy the American horse. I don't fancy Donica's horse. I prefer to see substance on the track than a video on YouTube or wherever else.
I'm with you on that. That video is so hyped up, that video.
Aiden has too many in the race, so I don't think he probably has one that he thinks is going to win, because if he had one, it'd be at the top of the betting. If you look through the race over the last few years, Aiden or the Hannon stable, so I would be going for Richard Hannon's horse, Gisburn. He won a Newbury Maiden by like near 7 lengths. You don't do that as a 2-year-old unless you're very good. His sire was very good as well, Ribchester, quite a fast horse, so I'll give him a good shout. He's up near the top of the betting, and usually if the Hannon horse is up near the top of the betting, they have a decent chance. Camphor Cliffs won it a few years ago for them.
Yeah, I agree. You don't really see many horses win Newbury Maidens by 7 lengths.
Berkshire Shadow beat him on debut, and he's 20-1, and he's what, 6s.
Oh yeah, well, natural progression. Berkshire Shadow has a chance as well, but I think Gisburn's a good horse.
Okay, Gisburn for Dave, Masetto for Andrew and Jack, and I'm going to be siding with the Entertainer. Let's go on to the big sprint of the week, the King Stand Stakes, a Group 1 over 5 furlongs, and Batash is your favourite here, 2-1. Winter Power is 5s, Oxted 11-2, Liberty Beach is 13-2, Extravagant Kid, Kayamoro, you better believe it, 10s, Maven is 12s and 20-1 bar those. I think a lot of people are going to try and get Batash beaten in this race. I think it's one of the favourites that a lot of people are going to try and get beaten. But if we see a fully fit Batash here, Dave, he's all up to it at the age of 7. It's a weak renewal, in my opinion. Does he simply just go and win this?
Nah, I think if anybody gives this Winter Power weight, they're a really, really good horse. I cut me back in Batash with the accident he had or whatever happened to him, and he wasn't going to run, and then he was going to run, but I liked Winter Power at the end of last season. I was full sure Method was going to win that listed race, and she battered him. And she did nothing but impress me in her first run of the season at York. She's just a flat out speed demon. She'll kick from the gates, and the Suze will go from the front, and it'll be like, catch me if you can. And I cannot see Batash giving her £10 and some of the other horses giving her £10. She's just carrying such little weight.
Okay, Jack, are you going to try and get Batash beaten, or are you actually going to stick with the lad?
I'm going to stick with him. I'm not deserting my beloved Batash. He's 5 out of 5 fresh. He doesn't have this Ascot hoodoo over him, of course, after last year. And I mean, if he returns in any kind of form like we have seen him, I think it's quite simple. I mean, with Winter Power, last time out it was impressive, but of course it was just against 3-year-olds. I think this is kind of a completely different kettle of fish. And plus, I kind of have a bit of a monkey on my back with Winter Power, because I did get him beat at Glorious Goodwood as an odds-on favourite last year when I really liked him. So I do have that against him. But then Oxted couldn't touch with a barge pole. Maven, again, it's another Wesley Ward runner, but it was a good performance at Keenan last time out. I don't really know how deep of a race it was. It was only an allowance race, so I don't really know what he's got to offer. But for me, it's going to be the beloved Batash.
Okay, Andrew, I actually do like Batash, but horse that I note in here that could like the ground is Extravagant Kid for Brendan Walsh, who won the Al Quoz sprint over at Meydan. Now, it was good ground there, but I know what good ground's like in Meydan. That's fairly quick, and it was a bit of a messy race, but on hurtling quick ground like that, I just think that it might be set up for a horse like that. And Ryan Moore is booked once again, who won on him in the Al Quoz sprint. And it's interesting to see that horse coming over here to race against this lot. I do think it's a weak renewal, and I think that horse, on what he's done and the form, I think Space Blues was in there, Equilateral. So he's beaten some good horses. And I just think that he could be the worry to Batash. Are you going to side with the favourite, or are you going to be with Dave sitting next to you with Winter Power?
This is all about Batash, lads. Let's not get overcomplicated. Look, Winter Power was very impressive last time, but as Jack said, it was against 3-year-olds. She's coming up against the big boys now. Batash has only ever beat once in his whole life at first time out, and that was his debut. He's won fresh, as Jack said, 5 times in a row. I doubt there's going to be any worries about his fitness. Look, sprinters are not that hard to get fit. So the hoodoo of Ascot is gone. He won this by 2.25 lengths last season. I think Winter Power goes out. She'll make the pace for him. He'll get a lovely toe into the race, and he just get pulled out, and Jim Crowley will just take it up a furlong out, and off he goes. I think it's just going to be that simple. To me, he's by far the best in the race.
Yeah, easy. And like I say, it's a weak renewal. So in the race, it's going to be Batash for Jack and Andrew. Winter Power to beat Batash for Dave. And for myself, I'm going to go with Extravagant Kid each way. Now on to a race that I often find one of my favourite races of the week. I'm not sure sort of it is this year with the horse we've got in here, but it still should be quite a competitive race. And that's the St. James's Palace Stakes for 3-year-olds over a mile. It's a Group 1. Poetic Flair is a 7-2 favourite. Mustard Out is 4-1. Highland Avenue 5-1. Battleground 6s. Lucky Vega, Jetty Harrington's best chance of the week, I've heard her say, is 7s. Chindit 8, Wembley 10s and 14, and Bigger the rest. I actually really like one here, lads, and I actually think that's Battleground. He's gonna win this. He was very disappointing in the Guineas. He was well backed for the Guineas, we know that. And Frankie said that the horse didn't handle the dip that day. Now, the reason I actually like this horse is just due to the fact that round a bend he has some really decent form. We look at his run in the Vintage at Goodwood last year, very impressive. And at Keeneland in the Breeders' Cup, he didn't win that, but he ran very, very well in that race. I just think there's a lot more to come from this lad, and I think he's a right good player at around 6-1. I'm hoping Ryan does pick this horse, but I think he's going to be cruising, turning in, and just think that run in the Guineas will help him a lot, and he's going to come on a hell of a lot for that run. The other Aidan O'Brien runner in there, Wembley, is still a horse that I'm actually quite frightened of. It wouldn't be a horse that I'm going to be backing, but it wouldn't be a shock, would it, to see Aidan O'Brien's horse just take a massive leap forward on the basis of last season. But it is a really good race with Poetic Flair still in here. Dave, Poetic Flair is a worthy favourite, you say, on everything that he's done, but there's plenty in here that could take him down.
Yeah, he's a worthy favourite, but it's his 5th run of the season, and they're all in a short space of time as well. So I'd be taking him on. The Gosling horse, Gosling does. He said himself today, I think, in an interview, he doesn't have many decent 3-year-olds, and he's about the best of them. He's gone kind of a weird route to get here, but he did that with Palace Pier. Again, for me, he's too short. I wouldn't be afraid of any of Aidan's. I think Aidan's best 3-year-old, and he's miles better than the others, is St. Mark's Basilica, and he'll probably go for the Coral Eclipse or go back to France. For me, it's Chindit. He's only run 2 bad races in his life, and you can't really call coming 5th in the Guineas bad. I don't think he handles Newmarket. Same way we're talking about Battleground. He's ran there twice. He's lost. 5th in the Guineas, still good form. I'd be siding with him for a win bet, and I actually think Tactical has a decent chance each way. He definitely wants to step up and trip, and I think it'll suit him.
Oh, okay, a fair price, a Royal winner at the meeting potentially, or a Royal runner that's going to go well. Andrew, another one, Irish or English winner's going to win this one?
I'm willing to give Lucky Vega another chance. I really liked her for the Irish Guineas, but by Lote Vegas, and he's one of very few Lote Vegas that seem to not like soft ground. And I think back on a sounder surface, I think we could see a different horse altogether. His run in the English Guineas, actually behind Poetic Flair, where he was just over a neck behind him, was a very good run first time up. But look, he's very good form last season. Just on that, he's 6-1. I think that's a bit big for him. I think he should be a bit shorter in the market than that. I'd be willing to take a chance of 6-1. And same as David Tactical, I think he could run a huge race as well. But Lucky Vega, I'd be willing to give him another chance.
Okay, Lucky Vega there for Andrew, but Tactical seems quite popular each way, Jack. We did discuss him before we came on, saying that he might find this a bit difficult, but potentially, yeah, the lads are giving a good shout there. For yourself in this, quite competitive, but there's plenty that could go and win this race. Yeah,
I mean, will we see another Palace Pier? It doesn't really look like it. I think Mostadav's going to be the only one who could be another Palace Pier if we do see that. But the thing with Mostadav, for me, he's a half brother to Nazif, and of course, Nazif's a bit of a mud warrior, so I don't think the ground's going to be perfect for him. The Ballydor lot, I can't be giving them another go. If they go and prove me wrong, then fair play. But after their previous runs, I don't want to do that. But for me, I mean, I've said it previously, I quite like Maximal, who's 20-1. I mean, he's just got rock solid form all the way through. He was 2nd to One Ruler on his first start, 2nd to Hurricane Lane this year, and then 2nd in the D Stakes, which has since been boosted because he was 3 lengths clear of Earlswood, who has gone on to win a Group 3 over in Ireland. He drops back to a mile. He holds a Sussex Stakes entry. I think he's got a good enough chance at 20-1.
Okay, yeah, a nice big price from Jack. So maximal each way for him. Lucky Vega for Andrew, Chindit for Dave. And I think I am going to be siding with who does Battleground was going to be one of my bets of the week. I actually think he's a right good bet, lads. I genuinely do. I think he's going to come on a hell of a lot, and we're going to see the best from this horse. So look out for Battleground. Background of Ben, lads. He's going to go and absolutely fly. What race are we on now? Are we on to the Queen Mary?
We are indeed.
Right, the Queen Mary. Cool, I've got so many notes here. I've just got to find out where they are. There we go. So the Queen Mary Stakes, the American horse Twilight Gleaming, 11-4, Yet 6-1, Nymphadora 7-1, Orinoco River 8-1, Desert Dreamer illustrating 10s, Artos Beautiful Sunshine and Get Ahead 12s and 14-1, and Bigger the rest of the field. I actually mentioned that I like to get ahead here for this race, but before I give that horse a mention, Twilight Gleaming. Twilight Gleaming deserves plenty of respect for this, where she was a 7.5 length winner at Belmont Park on similar going to what she may be getting here. And Wesley Ward has already said that this is his best shot of the week. Andrew, another lay or a winner for the Americans?
Oh, I was him and hawing over him now all day when I was going through this race. I went back and I watched the race. Look, what did he beat? Probably a load of American yaks. But look, when Wesley Ward brings one over in these kind of races, you kind of... Look, it's over 5 furlongs. No, it's not going to win. The one I really like is Illustrating.
Oh.
The win last time up, she won first time up at Catterick. Didn't get the greatest passage in the world. Beat an odds-on chance who won before that. Literally pushed out hands and heels. It was a lovely ride that Donnie gave her, or Daniel, should I say. I think a progression from that will see her bang there in this. I think 11-1, 12-1 in the place is a great each way bet on this. I just like the way she went about it. She got buffeted around mid-race. Daniel took her out a bit, gave her a little squeeze, and the reaction was instant. But what really caught my eye is when she went past the horse in front, about half a furlong out, the ears were pricked, and there was a hell of a lot more left in the tank. So I think if she learns a good bit from that, God only knows what's left under the bonnet. I think she's overpriced at about 11-12-1.
Yeah, sounds like you really like her. Dave, I think you lads laugh when I mentioned Get Ahead. I don't know whether that was sort of timing or whatever, but is that the horse you fancy for this race?
It's just something that Dave might like every now and then.
Andrew said you like one of this, and he started laughing. That's why. But
boys don't get it at all.
I text Andrew about 4 seconds after Illustrating one and said Carol Burke has another Royal Ascot filly. So
is that who it was?
I agree with Andrew. Yeah.
All right, stop it, lads. This doesn't happen.
There you are. Look, that looks like the Part 1 Royal Ascot preview finishing line each way nap. There is Illustrating for this race. Get Ahead for myself. Course and distance winner. Like I said, the horse is by showcasing. He showed plenty of speed as a 2-year-old himself. The form of that race isn't too bad. Even Lodge was in that race. That horse came out to finish third. That horse won. That finished third in that race. Wild Beauty was sixth in that race. That horse has since come out and won. The form I wouldn't say is perfect, but I think the horse got plenty of improvement. I think Clive Cox really thinks a lot of this 2-year-old filly. So it'd be that horse for myself. Are you going to tip an American runner?
I'm not. No. I'd love to, but I just don't fancy myself enough to want to. I mean, with Twilight Gleaming, I mean, I think 11-4 is a bit short. Wesley Ward's said she's a bit better than Ruthlin, who's in the Windsor Castle, and I'd want her to be more than a bit better than Ruthlin if she was going to go and win this. Look, I think it's a bit of a mess of a race personally. Not really one that I'd want to be getting involved with, but if I had to stick my neck out, it'd be Orinoco River. I mean, she was second to Yet last time out, was travelling the best of them till late on, didn't really find that much off the bridle. I think she'll be better on the firmer ground, and hopefully she'll go well at an each way price.
Okay, Orinoco River, if you had to push Jack at 8-1. Illustrating for the 2 finishing line lads. They seem pretty sweet on this horse, and it'll be Get Ahead for myself each way for the Clive Cox team. Now we move on to my nap of the week, actually, in the Duke of Cambridge Stakes, a Group 2 for fillies and mares over a mile. and that is going to be Lady Beaufort, who is the 9-4 favourite. Queen Power 5-1. Champers Elise is 7-1. With Thanks 8. Double and Bubble, and last year's Sandringham winner on Assis is 10s and slightly bigger the rest of them. I just think that the favourite here, the form in that Lockinge behind Palace Pier, if this horse was trained by someone completely different, like a Gosden or an Aidan O'Brien, this horse would be close to odds on, I feel. I just think the form there, the win prior to that was very impressive. I know that she beat Queen Power, and it was only by a short head that day. I just think that the horse on good firm ground, that horse is going to show plenty of improvement compared to Queen Power. I really like her, lads. I think that she's really, really improving, and I'm hoping that a lot of you guys are sweet on her as well. Andrew, sweet on Lady Beaufort?
Yeah, I think she's one of the best bets of the week.
Yeah.
She's turned herself. Look, she had the all right form last season. She turned herself inside out this year. Her win at Newmarket was good, where by all accounts, William Jarvis said that he'd be happy with a good run out of her. She wasn't fully primed to go. For her to do that and then back it up behind Palace Pier to be the only horse to actually give him a race, and they were miles clear of Top Rank, who's a decent horse in himself. Look, it's going to take a hell of a performance to beat her. If Champers Elise comes back to anywhere near a form of last year, she'll be a danger. But as of now, on known form right now, and the form she's in this season, Lady Beaufort, follow a filly when they're in form.
That's it. I've described Lady Beaufort in my notes as a Tom Red wine. It just gets better and better with age. That's how I've described this horse. Dave,
Wow,
Lady Beaufort?
No, one of my best bets of the meeting is in this as well, but it's not Lady Beaufort. I think she's making the market for some of the other fillies. And it's Charlie Fellow's horse Onassis, who won at the meeting last year as well. Think the race will be run to suit. She'll be covered up out the back, swoop late like she did in the race last year. She's ran twice at Ascot. She won last year and was 6th in the Group 1 sprint at the end of last year that Glen Shield won. I think she's an unbelievable each way price.
Okay. Jack, are you going to be with the favourite here, or are you going to try and find something at a price to take her on?
Yeah, I'm going to find something at a price. I think Lady Beaufort and Queen Power are both quite hard to split personally. They showed that in the Dahlia Stakes. I'd side with Lady Beaufort over the two, but I think 3 points difference is quite a lot, even though that Lockinge form is great. I'm going to sit with Indie Angel, the outsider of the field. Now, she, of course, ran in the Dahlia Stakes, but she had no cover down the near side, finished 4th. And Frankie was a drive quite early. I don't think she liked Newmarket at all. I don't think she liked the dip, even though she has won there previously. It just didn't look like she was balanced that late on. But she gets £3 from both Queen Power and Lady Beaufort. Frankie Dettori's already been chalked up. I think if she likes Ascot and she builds on the promise which she showed at Lingfield, I think she's got quite a good chance at 25-1.
25-1 from Jack. So Lady Beaufort is an agreement for myself and Andrew. And yeah, he's going for the Sandringham winner, Dave. Onassis at around 10s for the race. So some interesting selections for the Duke of Cambridge Stakes. Now we get on to the final day that we're going to be previewing 2 races here, and we go on to the Ribblesdale before we get on to the mighty Stradivarius. And the Ribblesdale is a Group 2 for 3-year-old fillies over 1.5 miles. Noon Star is the 5-2 favourite here. Ashada 7-2. Gloria Mundi is 6-1. Dubai Fountain is 7. Sea Carrots 10s. Taslima is 11s. Twisted Reality 12 and 20-1. And bigger the rest. Now, there's quite a few of them in here that would show a lot of interest, especially Noon Star, who finished behind Snowfall in the Musadora. Dubai Fountain didn't quite run her race in the Oaks. I mean, well back for that race. Interesting to potentially see her turned around quickly and coming here. The 2 that are interesting are this Ashada and Gloria Mundi, Jack, who, they were both in the same race. Yeah, one's unbeaten, one's got a second to their name. I don't know whether they're too short in the market or they're the ones to be really, really frightened of.
I think they're too short, definitely. I mean, I'm not having that piece of form for a second. I know they pulled quite clear of the rest, I think, but I don't think that's a good piece of form to be looking at. I'm a bit of a fan of Noon Star, as we said. I was a bit of a fan of her for the Oaks, and I think undoubtedly, I think she will be the one to beat. I mean, when you look at the 2 in behind, of course, they're more unexposed, but you don't really know what they've beaten. I mean, the form of Noon Star's Weatherby win has worked out okay. You have the likes of Loving Dream in behind Saver Forest, of course, and Sherbet Lemon. So I think that's quite a nice piece of form. She looked very smart there, and I think Snowfall, of course, got the run of the race in the Musadora, but she's obviously ran on well, and saying that form has been franked, I mean, that's a bit of an understatement.
It really
isn't
is.
it? So, yeah, it would be Noon Star for me.
Okay, lads, favourite, or is it one from the Oaks? Dubai Fountain, interesting. Is any one of you two fancying Dubai Fountain?
No, I don't fancy the Dubai Fountain. I'd be the same here with Noon Star. I think she's one of the better favourites of the whole week. Thursday actually looking like a day where a couple of favourites will go in. I give Sea Carrots a chance. I think she's better than she's shown, but on form, I think of all the races kind of during the week, Noon Star is actually a good price.
Okay, Andrew, sharing a similar opinion.
Yeah, going to make a 3 from 3. Noon Star. I think this is one of the more easiest races to pick apart. Look, her form has been franked no end by snowfall. Her win as well at Weatherby's been franked. Look, the second favourite is Shada. Look, the step up and trip is not guaranteed to suit. So I couldn't be having 7-2 at all. Dubai Fountains ran a stinker the last time. Then you're down to Gloria Mundy's Sea Cars. Like, what have they beat? They haven't really done much. Has the form in the book. She's 5-2. Dave says she's one of the best favourites of the week. I think she's going to take a hell of a whacking to beat.
I'm going to make it 4 out of 4. The first one we've all agreed on, and it'll be Noon Star. I don't really need to say too much. I actually said straight away that this horse would go for the Musadora than the Oaks. I've been quite confident on this horse for quite a while, Jack. The one that I think is actually a big price because of the race and how kind of odd with the two runners, the second and third favourite. I think Loving Dreams are a big price in here. We mentioned that from that Webby run. I think 25-1 for the Gosdens. Disappointing in the Oaks trial. However, I don't think that the ground was in favour that day, and she didn't get a clear run of things. I think it was a very difficult run for the horse. Back on good ground, hopefully, and I just think that the form might show up with Noon Star, so that'd be one that I think could be running on for a place. But Noon Star, a very, very confident selection from all four of us in the Ribblesdale. And we move on to the final race that we're going to be looking at, and that is the Gold Cup. And it's going to be Stradivarius's big race. I don't really think I need to read through too much of the betting, but you are?
Prince of Wales.
Oh, I missed the Prince of Wales.
Mr. Prince of Wales.
Oh, I got too excited, lads.
My job is safe.
Lads, I got too excited.
Don't worry, I'm here to level him. I'm here to bring him down.
No, didn't. Okay.
When you skip to Dave's heart just dropped a little bit because his little lover girl is running.
It won't take long anyway. Everybody knows who's going to win.
Oh, you two have actually got both your anti-post bets here, so I'm looking forward to
Dave, on our anti-post video, we both actually, I don't know what price we managed to put him up at in this race, anti-post. Can you remember?
I think it was 4s for Lord North and 2s for Love, or the other way round.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember. I wasn't invited.
Right, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we got Dave on for the anti-post. But Prince of Wales Stakes, a mile and a quarter. Group 2, Lord North is now around, I think the best price is around 6-4, 7-4. Love is 9-4, Armory 3-1, Adiab is 8-1, Audaria is 11-1, My Oberon 16, Sangarius is 33, Desert Encounter 66-1. Lord North, we haven't seen this horse since the scintillating performance out in Maidan where he won by 3 lengths. He did burst a blood vessel that day, didn't he? Yeah. But I just think that the horse is just so talented on this good ground. He's got such a decent turn of foot, and even against Love, who I think you mentioned actually a few weeks back, the first time that she'll be taking on the Colts, so it's a long time. So I just think she might find it a little bit difficult first time up. But one of these two lads, one of them's pointing to
He's not having any of it already.
They've probably had this conversation already. But Dave, who are you with?
Lord North has won 2 Grade 1s. One of them was a donkey derby in Dubai against a load of rats.
Here we go.
And the last one last year, Japan was in the race. Japan is a 10 mile horse, not a 10 furlong horse.
He's a 3-mile chaser.
Love will absolutely batter everything in this.
So what has Love won? A zebra derby?
Wednesday she'll do the talk.
Christ. Andrew, you agree with me with Lord North then by the sound of things?
Yeah. I think Lord North on this ground over this trip will be hard to beat. This is Love's first run of the season. She has to step up on what she's done last season. There's no doubt about it. If she wins, she wins. Fair play to her. I just can't have it for some reason. Her performances last year, yes, have been very, very good. What she's been beaten is they're nothing to be shouting home about. I know Dave really likes her. Look, I hope she wins and he can tell us all I told you so But as of now, I'll sit back until she does it against the boys. It's going to be a very, very hard first race back for her. Look, she's come from Aidan O'Brien's. There's no doubt she's going to be drilled to the minute for it. But I think Lord North just might have the edge over.
Right. Okay. Jack, the one horse we haven't mentioned is Armory. Very impressive at Chester last time out. Showed a very good turn of foot. Is he the one that could potentially just overrule both of these horses? Or
I think so. Yeah, Armory is going to be my selection. I'm not having Love at all. I don't care that she's getting a £3 allowance over this trip and after a break. I'm sorry. I'm actually not
Sorry.
sorry.
Nobody
so
likes
sorry.
such
I'm not
easy
sorry,
money to win, like, and
I
you just want to
honestly
take it
don't-
on.
But
Honestly-
what? Like, I can't see it.
You'll see it on Wednesday.
Oh, I don't think we will. I honestly don't think we will. I don't think she's as good as we all think she is. She's just been glorified because she's been up against the fillies. I mean, she won the Oaks by how many lengths it was, but we're not going on about that, about Snowfall, are we? And she just won it by 16. I don't know how good Love is going to be this year. I think last year was her year for the Arc. This year, I think we've got Tanara and the likes of that there. I don't know how good she's going to be. Anyway, Lord North was electric in Dubai. That's the best we've seen him so far. Of course, he showed rapid turn of foot in this last year. But for me, Armory, I think his performance at Chester can be seriously upgraded. I mean, he had to come from the rear of the field round Chester, which isn't easy to do. Had to come widest of all, and it was under Hands and Hill's performance and hit the line strong. I think it was 110% finishing speed in the end. But of course, last year he was third behind Magical and Gaiath and finished ahead of Sot Sass over in Ireland, was second in the Cox Plate to your mighty Sir Dragonet. And I think at 7-2 at the prices, I think he's the bet for me. So yeah.
there you go. There's
Do you
Jack.
know, before you go on, do you know who was some
Dragon
price to hit third place? Desert Encounter. He'd be only one not trying to win. And Andrea Zini now will drop him into third place. It's the way he's ridden. He'll be coming past beating horses. 33-1 each way is not a bad price for him.
I think, yeah, well, I mean, I've got it noted down. It's at 66. I don't know whether he is that big now, but this was when I wrote the notes down. But yeah, fair play. It's a big price to maybe slip into a place in that race. So, Jack with Armory enhancing Sir Dragonet's form. Dave, you're going to be with Love, and myself and Andrew, we are going to be with the winner, and that will be Lord North. Right, we can now finally move on. I've been so excited to get onto this race, even though we don't need to preview it for long. But it is the Ascot Gold Cup, over 2.5 miles, a Group 1. I don't really need to go through the betting. Stradivarius is around your even money favourite, and the rest of them have no hope at all. Serpentine getting all the headlines, being supplemented for this race. A poor Derby winner, in my opinion. We discussed that actually earlier in the week, saying the Derby has lost its touch. And there haven't been any decent Derby winners for the last 5 years. Lads, Stradivarius, it's just simple, surely. Don't try and take him on.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be beaten anyway. Subjectivist is a good horse, but I don't think Stradivarius is still be in training if he wasn't as good as he used to be. So
Andrew's going to be the guy to do it.
And I guarantee Andrew will try and get him beaten. Gosden every year. Last year it was all about the ground, wasn't going to be right. This year he's come out and he said, "Oh, I'm so worried about subjectivist." And he does that. He's like, "Oh, look, let's cause a little bit of publicity around our horse
Just get
and
that
see."
price.
But lift the price just slightly. But he will not be beaten, Andrew, will he?
I'm not going to try getting beat. He's going to be beat.
What's he saying? I might as well walk off.
Subjectivist is going to beat him. This is the best horse he's meet since Kew Gardens beat him. Go back through this horse's form from last season. He's behind a horse like Hookham, Pearl Driver, Galileo, Crow Mogul. He's wins over Tritonic. He's wins over Cabaletta by 15 lengths. And he finished off with a Grade 1 or Group 1 over in France. Came back this year, hacked up over in Dubai in the Gold Cup. Step Up and Trip is going to sue him down to the ground. He'll travel, he'll come down with a challenge, and he has a turn of foot, and he keeps galloping. Stradivarius is not getting any younger. And
Is he not? Oh, I didn't know that.
I can't believe Stradivarius is nearly even money because he's only kept in training for this specific race. It's the only reason he's still in training.
Whoa, Dave. Don't even take disrespect away from the Goodwood Cup. That is why he's going. He's going to make that 5. He's also going to go and win that.
This is the only race. This is the only race that matters because it's the equal the record that Yates have. It's exactly what he's
That's
still.
true. That is true.
yeah, it's a shame it's going to end on Thursday.
And he should be like a 2-5 shot. He should be an even money shot.
On what grounds? Because
he's 10 times better than any other horse in the race. The only race he loses every year is the last race of the season. when he's
beatable.
when he's
Oh,
fed
no.
up and horny like he always.
This is the best horse he's meet since Kew Gardens beat.
I only think that
Deep
he
down
lost.
inside, you know it.
I don't
He
know.
lost on the last day of the season because it was a long season for him. I just think if they were lightly training this year, that he'll go unbeaten this season. If they start being silly and test him over a mile and 4 and going for an arc and all that, he'll get beaten towards the back end. But if they keep him over this distance, just split it out month by month, I just think he'll go unbeaten. I think he's so talented, this lad.
Yeah, you can't. If they train him right and do that, he is unbeatable because he's the only stayer in the division that actually has.
He's unbeatable. Says the man that says every horse will get beat.
He has a turn of foot. None of the rest of them have a turn of foot. They're just plotters, and they stay and stay and stay.
Bar subjectivist.
He won't.
Stradivarius is just the best stayer on planet Earth.
Is it
There's no question
can
about
I actually ask this question, Dave? I'll come to you because Andrew's just being silly at the moment. Dave, is Stradivarius?
I'm being nice now. Waiting Sunday.
If winning this Gold Cup, is he the best stayer that we have ever seen?
I would say yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd agree. Yeah.
I mean, it is very difficult to compare horse, obviously, through generations, but I just think on what he's done and the way he is, I just think that he's an absolute superstar. But it's going to be Stradivarius for myself, Dave, and Jack, and then Andrew's gone for something else, and I don't know why.
But we can look on the bright side of life. We've got Andrew rambling on for about a minute there, and we can clip it after and just play it back.
Yeah.
When he wins,
will be beat. Stradivarius. I'm not going to try and get him
like
beat.
Bob Ollinger all over again. He has no hope. Not fast enough, doesn't stay, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I
blah, blah,
agree
blah.
with you on that. I agree with you, Bob Unger, but this is ridiculous. I will on Twitter get a reel of it just replayed. I'm not going to try and get him beat. He will get beat. I'm just going to replay that for about a minute so you can listen to that back when he goes and romps up.
Wait. If
Dave,
he wins, I am never. Every second day, I'm going to send it to you. Just a little clip of Stradivarius just falling back when some objectivist is going past him.
There's fantasy, then there's that.
There
Honestly,
really is.
Look,
fantasy land.
he is a good each way price, though. In fairness,
Okay. So you actually fancy him to place?
At worst he plays. Look, I'm not stupid. Stradivarius is probably one of the best players we've ever seen. But I just think
so backtracking. Here it comes. So he's going to win.
Is a time where they all start faltering. And I think this is the time where he starts faltering. Okay. I think last season there were signs that he was near the back end of the season. Signs where he started going, yeah, I have enough of this. Send me off the sheds. I want to start riding a few fillies.
I've had enough of this man taking on Batash and Stradivarius. Honestly, I've had enough.
Right, that's it. Right, well, that's it for our preview.
Take on Batash, excuse you.
Whatever, I gotta take some of them on. You know better than this. All the favourites don't win.
It's true. But this one won't be beaten. Right, that's it for our preview of the first part of Royal Ascot, the first 3 days. Lads, thanks very much for joining us. It's been a great laugh.
No hassle.
You're welcome.
See you Sunday.
Oh yeah, I know. Actually, by the time this video goes out, we'll probably see you tonight. Which will sound weird, but yeah, we'll be just in the morning. This will go out Sunday morning, so we'll see you tonight. And looking forward to going live with you guys and giving our handicap selections as well. That's one thing that they're going to have that we're not going to have, is we're going to give some extra selections and from some of the other races, including some decent selections that we've got and a couple of naps from other races. So looking forward to going live with these guys tonight. But yeah, thanks very much for watching the Royal Ascot preview. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Do check out our giveaway. And we will be back tomorrow with Oisin Murphy for our final 2 days. It's going to be excellent, isn't it?
Wow, looking forward to it, eh?
Yeah, and hopefully Oisin's got some decent rising and tell you all about them. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.